Hello everyone, my name is Grace and I am a drama and movement therapist for CW+. I'm bringing to you today another video with a story behind it. So I did a story video previously which is on the website already, and that was the story of Stone Soup. But today I'm going to be bringing you a different story, and this is the story of Tiddalik, the frog. So our story is about a frog. His name is Tiddalik, and the main theme or message of the story is surrounding letting go. So letting go of something that doesn't serve you, or letting go of things that you don't want in your mind or in your body. So we're going to be mirroring that after the story as well with another exercise. So just kind of keep that message, letting go of things that don't serve you, things that maybe other people might need. Keep that message in your head as we're going through this video today. As always, this video is hopefully reaching a whole bunch of different people in different settings. So wherever you are, however way that you're watching this video, just take it at your own pace. If there are any injuries which mean you can't quite follow along with what I'm doing, just pay attention to those and don't stretch yourself too much so that you hurt yourself and so that you know, something happens. We want this video to be helpful and therapeutic, and we want to have fun as well, of course. Secondly, you know, I'm sitting down on the floor in this video. I'm going to be standing up at points in the video as well. But if you're not feeling like standing up, or if you're, you know, in a position where you can't stand up and you just want to stay where you are, then that's perfectly fine as well. So just take everything I do as a suggestion and just allow the material to let your body and your mind follow along how you can and how you wish to. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is we're going to start with a sound and a movement check-in. This is how I start most of my sessions and how most of the videos online are starting as well. This just shows, you know, helps yourself to understand how you're feeling today, but also if you're in a group, it can show the other people in the group how you're feeling today as well. So just think of a word which describes how you're feeling today. So I'm going to think as well. My word today is full, which is quite interesting when we go to the story later on. So I'm feeling quite full today, and I don't just mean, you know, full up in my stomach. I feel like my head's quite full today of different things I need to be doing. My body feels full, you know, like I need to loosen up a little bit and just take this next half an hour to maybe be present and not think about the other things that I need to do. So that's what I'll be doing during this video. So just have a think about how you're feeling today and label it with a word. And once you've thought of it, we're going to change that word into a sound and a movement. So we've done this before in other videos. Just think about what your word would look like if you were to show me here on your body how you're feeling. So for example, my word is full, and I am going to check in standing up for this. So I'm feeling full, and on my body I'm going to show it like this. So that's my check-in. So as you can see, I did a movement there and a sound I blew out of my mouth to show how I'm feeling today. So now it's your turn. I'm going to leave a little gap for you to think of how you're feeling today if you haven't already, and label it with a word, and then allow the emotion to show on your body and through your voice if you can. So I'll leave a space here for you to do that. Thank you. Okay, so now we've checked in with how we're feeling generally today. The next thing I'd like you to think about is if you were a type of weather, so, you know, any type of weather we could experience on Earth, or maybe it's something, you know, imaginative, some imaginative new type of weather, what weather would you be today? So just have a think about how your body's feeling, how your mind's feeling today. Think if you were a weather, what weather would you be today? I think I would be a very windy day. Yeah, a very windy day where when you have your windows open, it blows through your window and everything gets kind of uphauled because the wind is so strong, and your wind and the wind rattles your windows. That I would be that kind of wind, that kind of weather today, because I feel like I'm full, as I said before, and I'm rushing around doing lots of different things today. So just think about what you would be if you were a weather today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some music on and we're just going to move like our weather. So I'm going to talk you through it as I put the music on. But obviously my weather might be quick because I'm rushing like the wind. But yours might be very different to mine. You might be a sunny day, so you might move quite slowly. So don't listen to the music too much. The music is just there to kind of guide you, and to fill the space. But let your body do what your weather is feeling today. So I'm going to put the music on and we will start doing that together. So as you can hear, this is actually quite a quick music beat, but I'll put on a slower one after this one's been on for a while, so we have a bit of a contrast in music is quite a good thing to have in the session, because everyone's going to be at different places with how they're feeling. So whether you're standing up or sitting down or lying down, just start to move as your weather would. So thinking about what your weather check-in is today, how you're feeling as your weather today, and start to move like that weather. And you can add sounds to this. And you can allow your weather to start to react to different things that are in the room around you. So just then I tried to get out of my window up here because I'm the wind. So just start to react to what's in the room around you and still being your weather, and just start to move according to what you see. Okay, I'm going to put a different track on now, a track that's slightly slower, and we're going to start to bring our weather down to a close. So after the song has finished, or when I pause the song, we're back to ourselves and our weather is behind us. But I'll talk you through this as we move. I'm just going to change the song. So begin as your weather. So keep moving as I'm talking. So I'd like you to be moving as your weather. And as you're moving now, your weather should be at a level 10. So from 1 to 10, you are your weather, whatever weather you've picked. So I was the wind. So if I was moving now, I would be at 10, level 10 of my wind weather. So I'm going to count down from 10 to 1 and gradually start to leave your weather behind you and become yourself, so that when I get to 1, you're moving as you instead of as your weather. 10. 9. 8. So start to let go of your weather and allow yourself to come through. 7. 6. So you're becoming more yourself now. You're moving more as yourself. 5. You're half your weather and half yourself now. 4. 3. 2. 1. You've got a tiny bit of your weather left. So So you're going to take it, whatever that might be, and put it in your hand. And I'd like you to blow it away, let it go. And we're back to ourselves now. So if you'd like to bring your bodies to a stillness, and we'll move on to the next part of the session. I'm just going to turn the music off and then we'll continue. Okay, so take a moment to get your breath back. We've been moving for a while. And as you're doing that, just press into your body. You're back to yourself. Just feel your body. How does your body feel today as you, no longer as your weather? Down your legs, if you can, down to your feet. And we're now going to go on a journey to where our story takes place. So I'm going to walk us through it like I did in the last video. You can walk with me, or you can simply watch and imagine your world changing around you as I speak. So this story is called Tiddalik the Frog, and it's set in Australia. And the location is in a desert in Australia, and it's extremely hot. It's not rained in a long time, and there's a drought. The floor is crackling under the heat, the sun beams down, and there's not much shade, so it's extremely unbearable at times, but the animals that live there are trying to cope as best they can. So start to stand up if you want to walk with me. And we're just going to walk in the space that you have available if you are joining in on the walking, and start to allow the room that you're in, or the space that you're in, to be left behind you as you come in to this new place in Australia. So it's starting to get really hot. And you're starting to get really thirsty. And it's so bright because the sun is out and you don't have any sunglasses. And below your feet you can see that the floor has cracked in the heat, and it's very very dusty. Oh, okay, I've seen a tree we can sit under. If you come with me, we'll sit down underneath this tree. Oh, the shade is still hot, but it's at least nicer than in the sun. So we're here, we're in Australia, and there's a drought. And this is the story of Tiddalik the frog. Tiddalik was a very big frog. He was huge, like a mountain. And one day he was very thirsty. So he drank up all the rain that fell from the sky, but he was still thirsty. So he looked around and he drank up all the streams and the rivers. And the other animals started to get worried. They hadn't seen rain in Australia for so long, and all the animals seemed to be really, really thirsty. If they didn't get water soon, they would die. And everyone was going through this turmoil. Everyone except Tiddalik, who just seemed to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then the animals realised all the water is inside Tiddalik. So Wombat called a meeting. What we have to do, he said, is make Tiddalik laugh. If he laughs, he will open his mouth and all of the water will come back out. So Kookaburra thought that he was going to be the one that make Tiddalik laugh, and he was ready. So Kookaburra laughed his infectious laugh that Kookaburras have. But Tiddalik just sat there unimpressed. So next Lizard tried. He darted this way and that way and this way and that way. But Tiddalik just sat there, solemn and unamused. Oh, so the kangaroos tried. They jumped and jumped and jumped and fell on the floor, and everyone was laughing. Everyone except Tiddalik, who just sat there unblinking. Oh, the animals were getting really worried. But then suddenly, Naburnum the eel slithered across the cracked earth. And he stood up on his tail and looked straight at Tiddalik. And Tiddalik looked back at him. And Naburnum the eel started to dance. He swayed right and left and right and left, all the while looking into Tiddalik's eyes, and Tiddalik was mesmerised. And then suddenly, Naburnum the eel started to go faster. He twisted this way and that and this way and that until Tiddalik couldn't keep up. And then suddenly, Tiddalik's eyes started to water and his mouth started to quiver. And then Tiddalik laughed. And as Tiddalik laughed, all the water fell out. It started to rain, the water filled up the streams and the rivers, and the animals were no longer thirsty. Naburnum the eel had done it. He'd made Tiddalik laugh, and he'd saved the rest of the animals. But it was the wombat's idea. And that is the story of Tiddalik the frog. So as I said previously, that story is about letting go. There's lots of other messages in the story as well. So I'd like to give you some time now to pause the video if you wish and reflect on some of the images in the story, whether you want to draw them or write them down. Reflect on which parts of the story you liked or which parts of the story you didn't like, and reflect on letting go, what that means to you, and any other messages that you got from the story. If you're with other people and they feel up to it and you want to do it, you can act out parts of the story, whatever you feel is right to explore the story. So if you would like to, you can pause the video now. And once you play it again, we will travel back to our space. So we'll leave Australia behind and come back to where we are. Okay, so I hope you've paused the video if you wanted to, and you're playing it again now to come back to the real world and away from Australia. And I hope you explored the story if you wanted to. So we are going to stand up and let the heat leave us. So letting go of Australia and all the heat and the thirst and the animals and the water from Tiddalik. Let that stay in Australia. Just start to walk back to where you are and have a look around you. Look at the colours that are around you, the objects, the sounds, the smells. Look at where you are. Notice what's around you. And just sit down or lie down or stay standing in one place. And we're going to let go of anything that doesn't serve us today. So let go of any thoughts that you don't want in your head today. Pull them out of your head. Any feelings in your body that you don't want today, just let them go. I'm going to try and let go of the aches that I have that are in my shoulders constantly at the moment. And you can do this for the rest of your body. And just press in anything that you want to keep. So I'd like to keep the dancing kangaroos from the story in my body and in my mind, because I think I need a bit of dancing kangaroo in me today. They're funny characters in the story, and I think if I was Tiddalik, I would have laughed at them. Okay, thank you. So we have some stuff, I mean mine's on the floor in front of me, yours might be somewhere else. We have some stuff that we've let go of and taken off our bodies and off our minds. You can choose what you want to do with that stuff. You can choose to leave it there, or you can pick it up and throw it away. You can set it on fire, whatever you feel like doing. So I'm just going to throw mine out of the window. But you can choose what you do with yours. So thank you for listening to my story today. The last thing we're going to do is just take a few deep breaths together. So make yourself comfortable wherever you are. And just close your eyes and feel your body. Think about how your body's feeling. And try to breathe in to your stomach, not so your shoulders go up like this. Breathing into your stomach, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And one more time with your eyes open, paying attention to where you are. Breathing in and out. Thank you so much for joining me for another story today. I hope that you paused the video and explored your feelings if you wanted to, explored the message, explored the images of the amazing story of Tiddalik the frog, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you.